And ultimately, in 2010, we elected a governor that has a very clear understanding of criminal justice reform, criminal justice needs, a very clear understanding of the needs for reform, and has brought about very significant reform, both in adult reform and juvenile reform, and now in the area that I am leading, and that is the reentry area, the third leg that he talks about of the criminal justice reform initiative. And under Governor Neal's leadership, we've done a great deal for just one 4-year term to be able to have some significant impact in our prison population. We have seen a population that was at about 56,000, with some 5,000 already in sentence in county jails, already under sentence, waiting on a prison bed. And that population is now down to 53,000. We have seen in just a year a juvenile justice system that has a population down 14% and a couple of detention centers taken offline. And we've done it by offering community-based alternatives, interventions that provide treatment and resources that are necessary to begin to turn those individuals that are caught up in addiction-driven crime primarily, to turn them from tax burdens into taxpayers. And I think that's a very important thing that we've seen happen in the state of Georgia under Governor Neal's leadership. We learned when we began looking at the drivers of our prison population, we learned that about 25% of our new admissions were first-time entries into the prison system, and they were nonviolent, low-level drug offenders, and they were going to the prison for the first time. Many of them would come out more hardened, and over a third of them would end up back into the prison system. Through the accountability courts and the community-based treatment and other alternatives, we've been able to provide treatment and services for them to avoid putting them in the criminal justice system, and are seeing some very positive results already with those efforts. It's an exciting time, and it's an exciting conversation, and it's very exciting to know that Georgia now is becoming recognized across the country as one of the leaders in our efforts in criminal justice reform. We embrace that. We embrace the opportunity not only to make Georgia a better place and to provide greater opportunities for keeping families together and providing opportunities for people to overcome addiction problems and become productive members of society, but we also embrace the opportunity to allow people to learn from what we've done, some of our mistakes that we make probably, but the successes as well. And we embrace that, and we're excited about the conversation that we're about to hear this evening. I know the panelists, and I've heard most of them speak, and I know that we have a treat in store for us this evening as we have some very well-respected and highly qualified panelists this evening. It's an honor to be a part of this. I am excited that you're here, and I just encourage you to embrace these efforts, not only here in Georgia, but any opportunity you have to be a part of educating the public. That's one of the things that I think is the most important thing for us to understand, is the public gets this. If they really understand what we're doing with criminal justice reform, and they really understand the fiscal side of it, the public safety side of it, the moral side of it, they really understand how all these come together in criminal justice reform, the public can get behind, and that's been proven here in Georgia, and I think we'll continue to see that as we build in Georgia and we see this movement continuing to grow across the country. Again, thanks for Charles Koch Institute for putting this on, and thank you all for being here this evening.